For the first time tonight, you will hear the final moments before Thurman Blevins was killed by police in North Minneapolis. 5 Eyewitness News has obtained an audio recording. You can hear police commands and responses to those commands, followed by shots fired. Police were called to the Camden neighborhood after at least one report of a man firing a gun into the air. Law enforcement officials say 31-year-old Blevins was armed when he ran from officers to an alley behind the 4700 block of Bryant Avenue North. A homeowner's surveillance camera captured the audio of the end of the chase. Our Callan Gray joins us with this piece of the investigation now. Callan?
This is the first recording the public will hear of what happened that afternoon. We've confirmed it's one of the tapes the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is reviewing as evidence. This recording is only one piece of the investigation. It does not explain why officers Ryan Kelly and Justin Schmidt fired their weapons or clarify whether Blevins was armed. It also does not show the actions of Blevins or the officers. But the tense moments captured on this recording allow us to hear some of what was said right before shots were fired. This is a graphic recording with graphic language and may be disturbing to some people. To better understand what you are about to hear, we want to let you know the homeowner told us the loud voice at the beginning of this tape is a bystander. We are going to play this now without modification.
Like I said, I'm pretty damn sure that that's what that is.
There are parts of this recording that are hard to understand. We obtained it from a homeowner whose camera records 24 hours a day. The microphone picked up the last 29 seconds of this altercation. The homeowner shared it with us under the condition we would protect their identity and only share the audio, not the video. Our investigative team has watched the video more than a dozen times. It shows driveways and parked vehicles, but it does not show the officers or Blevins, so we don't know where in the alley they were standing or how close together they were. We asked Minnetonka-based Computer Forensic Services to analyze the audio. They are an information technology firm that works with law enforcement and government agencies. They provided us a transcript and enhanced the audio so it's easier to understand the words being said.
Like I said, I'm pretty damn sure that that's what that is.
This is the enhanced version. Computer Forensic Services tells us they normalized the audio, which means amplifying the quieter parts to the same volume as the peaks in the audio. They determined even after enhancement, parts of this recording are still unintelligible. But they say it's clear at least one officer gave commands. A second party responded, followed by more than 8 gunshots. We have reached out to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension multiple times about the recording and whether its release would interfere with the investigation. They would not comment. There are many pieces to this investigation. To explain how this audio recording could fit into the broader context of the shooting, we reached out to retired police officer David Blake. He is a police practices consultant based in California. Blake said an audio recording lacks crucial context, but when it's compared to other evidence, the communication and sounds recorded can help establish important patterns.
For me, establishing the fact pattern, placing all the evidence together is the most important. Having one piece of evidence, whether it be video or eyewitness testimony, they all have their own faults. So without putting those pieces together to support each other, that's your best piece, is getting that big view.
Blake says audio recordings, eyewitness statements, shell casings, and any video are all pieces of evidence that can create that broader view. Cincinnati-based civil rights attorney Al Gerhardstein also cautions the community that this audio recording does not tell the full story of what happened. He's been doing police litigation for 40 years.
That audio is just one piece that could turn out to be very helpful, but people have to understand that it won't, the importance of it, the value of it won't be known until all the other evidence is revealed.
We could have more context of the shooting in the next few days. Mayor Jacob Fry says he expects to release the body camera footage, the police body camera footage, by Tuesday. Right after the shooting, he initially said he would wait to release it until the BCA finishes interviewing witnesses and Blevins' family is notified. Leah?
Alan, thanks. Let's bring in Todd Wilson now. And you spoke today with the Blevins family. Tell us about what they're saying about all this.
That's right, this afternoon. They had just spent the afternoon protesting at the BCA for the release of more information about the shooting. Now, a number of them told me they had heard some audio before, but nothing this extensive. His family was shocked, saddened, and angered to hear the audio. But graciously, Thurman Blevins' sister, Darlene Blevins, was willing to speak with me.
I feel that he wasn't a threat to them. He was really, really sincerely saying, "Don't shoot me." He didn't have any threat to these police to say, "Here I am, kill me." You know what I mean? He was telling them, "I want to live. Please don't shoot me." I would say that they were very wrong in what they did, and I wish for them to be prosecuted. Because shouldn't nobody have to beg for their life? Nobody. You know what I mean? And even with us going to see my brother at the viewing, he had to wear sunglasses because one of his eyes was messed up. And I couldn't even see my brother in his actual form because of what they did to him. He wasn't the same person that I knew and that I grew up with. You know, they disfigured him.
Well, Darlene says her heart is broken. She says her brother's life mattered.
That's family sad. You talked to one of the attorneys for one of the officers as well today, and tell us what he had to say.
Well, they sent us a press release. Now, within the last hour and a half, as we reported, officers Ryan Kelly and Justin Schmidt are both on paid administrative leave. Schmidt's attorney sent us a statement that says, in part, while this is a tragic situation for the family and friends of Mr. Blevins, that does not take away from the fact that what happened was dictated by the actions of Mr. Blevins. It goes on to say a muddled audio recording from a camera in the neighborhood does little to shed light on what happened. The use of deadly force by these two officers was clearly justified. Their independent decisions to use deadly force arose from their belief that Mr. Blevins was going to kill them. The BCA investigation will reveal that Mr. Blevins was armed, had discharged his weapon, and ran from the police with the weapon and pulled his weapon out of his pocket as police were pursuing him. Now, the attorneys say both officers have cooperated with the investigation. So far, both have given recorded statements to the BCA.
Todd, thanks. You know what, folks, we're going to stay on top of this developing situation as it continues to develop in the coming days with the expected release of that body camera video. Right now at KSTP.com, you can see our comprehensive coverage of the investigation as well as family, community, and city response.